First up, do you notice my awesome PlayStation blanket? I actually got two, but here is one of the coolest blankets I have. Okay, whoop. Ah. First up, of course, Happy New Year, I guess, 2024. Probably the first current gen year I am excited for. Grand Blue Fantasy Are Link looks freaking cool. Stellar Blade, you know that I'm really excited for that game. And of course, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And probably a lot more other stuff that's going to be announced and going to. Rise of the Ronin is also a game I'm looking out for. And so that's basically the start of this video. Okay, so I want to talk about the games that I have been playing. And now that I actually look at the stack of games, they're all modern games. I actually have not really been playing older stuff. Yeah, like here and there. I did grind quite a bit in Breath of Fire 3. I am literally at the end. Not literally, almost at the end. If you know the game, I am at like this space station. And I was really under leveled. I had to grind a lot. And I'm kind of burned out on it, to be honest. I know that one of the slogans for Breath of Fire 3 commercials were like, Breath of this game or Breath of Fire 3 keeps going or Final Fantasy 7 stops. And I have to say, I'm like 65 hours into the game. It drags on a little bit too much. It drags on a little bit too much. But don't worry, it's completely fine. In a couple of months, I'll probably, pick it up again. In June, I have my 3 weeks vacation. Maybe I will finally be able to beat the game. However, I have been playing modern stuff, and I actually want to make a video about it because I have been hating on modern systems, modern games quite a bit, and I'm still totally into it. I'm still saying the stuff that I said. I still, back the stuff up. But it's not that bad, of course. And there's still a shit ton of really good games. And one of those is Star Ocean Second Story R. And I have been playing this basically in my small vacation for Christmas. I am about 10 hours into the game, and it's good. It is pretty good. I really like the combat system, the music. The storyline is very interesting. I really liked the first one. Sadly, it's not physical. And I'm also liking the second one. A lot of people say that this is actually one of the best RPGs on the original PlayStation. I have to say, though, I like the hand-drawn sprites a little bit more than this. I just have to say it. It looks good. I like the 2.5D graphics, but hand-drawn sprites. I've seen some reviews of the original PS1 game, and I'm like, and the PSP game. I'm like, I'm sorry, but they look a little bit better. However, I kind of stopped playing because I'm a little bit burnt out on RPGs. I've been playing Japanese RPGs or RPGs in general this couple of years so much, almost exclusively, I'm kind of burned out on them. So I had to sort of force myself a little bit to play through this. So I'm sort of taking a little bit of an RPG break, even though the game I'm literally playing right now is also sort of an RPG. It's fucking weird. Final Fantasy 16, you can see my review for this game. It's a good game. It's not a good Final Fantasy game, but it is a good game. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. Finally, I started playing Dead Cells. I got the Game Gear edition. I do want to have the Return to Castlevania edition too. And I don't know why, but somehow in my mind, when I think about Dead Cells, I think about a really fast-paced, 2D, left to right, side-scroller, action, sort of cyberpunk game, indie game, a roguelike game. But it is more of like medieval style, more like Castlevania. So now I understand why they made a Castlevania version with Dead Cells, and it's good. It's pretty good. I've been playing this a few hours now, and I haven't really gotten that far. I did beat the first boss. I did beat the first boss. The game is beautiful. It plays fantastic. Basically, everything is good about the game. However, I get bored pretty quickly when I have to redo a game every time over and over. And it's kind of the same with Hades. Hades is probably my most played roguelike indie game ever because I really liked that game. And I played like 10 hours with the game, never beat it. I got sort of bored because you have to do the same levels over and over and over and over again. And I understand that you get different weapons and abilities, but still it feels like the same game. But this is probably going to be a game that I will be sort of playing here and there. Fantastic game. I really understand why so many people really love Dead Cells. And yeah, I still want to have that Castlevania version. Nope, I'm not going to talk about this one. So I played DNF Duel, I think it's a Korean fighting game in partnership with Arc System Works, if I am correct. I mean, they do speak Korean. That was kind of weird because I actually listened to the theme song and I'm like, hey, this sounds pretty good, but it doesn't sound Japanese. And then I started playing the game and it wasn't Japanese. And then all of a sudden it said like Korea or something like that. I'm like, oh, it's a Korean game, but it says Arc System Works. So I guess it's like a partnership. And I have to say, it has quite a few characters, a couple of levels, stages, only three DLC characters. I'm really happy about that. Most fighting games nowadays, they have like 12 characters and 24 downloadable characters. Street Fighter. Man, that really sucks. So I'm really happy that there's a lot of content in this game. Doesn't remind me of Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear. Oh yes, it does. However, it's really fast paced. It's really easy to understand. It's really flashy. You can do a lot of real cool looking combos with a couple of buttons, basically button mashing kind of, and you can still have a really cool looking match. And I have to say, I basically played this the entire Sunday morning, or I think Sunday morning, or Monday morning. I played it the whole Monday morning. I'm like, yeah, this is a really good fighting game. Um, I've also been playing Jets and Guns 2 on the PS4. I've actually wanted to get this game from the site from Red Art, but because of my house and stuff, I kind of lost track of all these strictly limited run Red Art games. And I saw this on Amazon for 24 bucks. I'm like, okay, I really wanted to get this game. It is a vertical shmup, but it has a lot of RPG elements in the game, especially like you can have a huge amount of abilities for your ship, and you can customize your ship and different weapons, and you can upgrade these weapons. And I basically beat this in one sitting. It's a really fun game, and it looks pretty cool too. However, I did notice that the soundtrack volume was really low. I had to really crank up the volume for the soundtrack, and everything else a little bit less. So that's kind of weird. Like most of the time, these shmups have like a really good and sort of upbeat soundtrack, and I'm like, in this game, you don't really hear a soundtrack, even though there is a soundtrack. Next up is actually One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. Now, I started playing this a couple of days ago, actually, and I almost platinumed the game. The only ones that I still need to do is beat the last of the treasure mission. I think it's called the Grand Line, and have 100 million berries. Now, I played the game for 42 hours, and I have 40 million berries. No fucking way am I going to spend 40 or 60 hours grinding for 100 million berries. But this is a incredibly good game. This is one of the best Masao games I ever played. It is fantastic. It really shows that WayForce can still make incredibly good Masao games or warrior games that have a huge amount of enemies on screen. It looks pretty good. It runs at a solid 60 frames. I think it does, and it's a fantastic game. I had so much fun with this game, so much fun. Even when I beat it, I still played it for about 10 hours more because I really tried to get the platinum version. Maybe I had a platinum trophy. Maybe I will one day get the platinum trophy. Really fun game. Really, really fun game. Really fun game. Actually, this game sort of is the reason why I sort of started playing more modern games. I'll be completely honest. And the game that I am playing right now, I started yesterday, and as I said, it is sort of a RPG. Is Nexomon Extinction. Now I know this is a Gotta Catch 'Em All Pokemon clone. It looks, to me personally, pretty good. It looks really like it could be like a mobile phone game or like a web browser game of older days, but it is actually pretty good. I'm actually liking it quite a bit. I spent about 5 hours playing it yesterday, and I'm like, hey, I'm actually liking this a lot. Maybe Pokemon isn't that bad of a game either. So I'm playing, and I actually watched some reviews, and a lot of gamers were saying like, "Hey, this is actually a really good, maybe one of the best Pokemon clones." Some even said on the comments like, "I actually like this game a lot better than Pokemon." Um, but it definitely reminds me of Pokemon. But I don't know. There's something really simple about these type of games. It's an indie game, something really simple, something really basic, but it's a lot of fun. And then you're probably thinking, but Claude, wait a minute. I've never seen you buy these games. Well, I have to tell you something. Because of Christmas, I saw a lot of good deals. Like, I think this was like $8. This was 24. This was by far the most expensive one. This was $8, and I actually got a stack of PS4 games that I bought last week. So yeah, I kind of failed the don't buy any game challenge again. And I saw and exit or enter the dungeon or gungeon for $10, and I'm like, I want to buy that game too. So yeah, it took me a month. At least I didn't buy a game for a month. Come on, give me that. But I had to get these games. I got a stack of games here, including like the Dwarves and Klonoa. It was $12. $12. The Klonoa collection, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, was $8. $8. And I got Sonic Colors, the Ultimate Edition. It was $12. 12. Come on, I couldn't pass it up. So leave it in the comments below. Which games did you play on Christmas, or which games did you get on Christmas? And like, share, comment, and subscribe, like always. And you'll probably see me pretty soon. I'm still sort of figuring out like what I want to do with the modern gaming isn't really that bad video. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. Leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Wee. Kapow.